This is question 3. What have you learned from your audience feedback? When we first started out planning and researching our music video, we knew that we would have a very niche target audience, quite a small target audience of mainly indie, mainly in the indie genre, so young people that liked indie music, as well as Dry the River, the band itself. But we found that when we showed our finished promo to other students and adults, that people who wouldn't normally like that music liked it. And we found that that was because of the video itself and the camera angles and shots and editing. All the techniques that we used had all come together to make it more of a interesting narrative and video to watch, making them like the song and the music better. One person said that the arc shot, for example, was something they really enjoyed, and the set and the mise-en-scène, so the graveyard shots were really well received as well. So it was kind of all of the things we put together, like the camera angles and mise-en-scène, had made the audience we didn't expect would like it, as well as the target audience we wanted to as well.
Yeah, we showed it to a range of people. So we showed it to Dry the River fans, so people that knew the song as well. We got quite a positive feedback from them. But they said one thing that they said was that it wasn't how they expected. Because Dry the River don't actually have a video, it's kind of, you just imagine really what it's going to be, and because the lyrics are, some of them are quite, you can interpret as being sad and, you know, a bit daunting. So people imagine it to be dark and dull and at night really. But ours was completely opposite. It was quite kind of, not a happy video, but because of the sun and everything like that, it was quite a hopeful video, wasn't it?
It was very bright,
yeah.
Apart from the arc shot, the bit where he turns around and runs home, which was dark.
That's the only dark bit.
That's the only dark bit, and we did that for a purpose, to show the dark moment. But it was, because it's quite a dim and dismal song, all the people who had already listened to the song expected it to be dim and dismal, but it wasn't. And we did that to contrast the feelings of the character with the bright settings. But it seemed to work very well. They still really enjoyed it, even though it wasn't what they expected. Everyone who's seen it has said that they loved it, and that, you know, it's one of the best that they've seen. So we've been really pleased with the feedback we've got.
I think the reason why it affected a lot of people in a positive way is because Dry the River don't have that as a music video yet. So the fans kind of, they're waiting for a video, and then they're expecting it, and when one comes along, they're kind of like, oh my god, I've got a video for it, yay, and everything, didn't they? They liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. We got criticism when we first posted a finished version of the video. A couple of people said that there wasn't enough shots front-on close-ups of the character in the video, the guy who's walking, played by me. We did have a lot of shots of his back, some wide shots showing him in the distance, and that was all to the purpose to show he was alone and sad and unhappy, and to distance him a bit from the audience. But we kind of did it a bit too much.
Yeah.
And obviously the whole point of a music video, as we learnt from our research, was one of the conventions was to show the artist. In this case we didn't have the artist, but it was the character of the video, and we weren't really showing him enough to the audience. So we went out and filmed more shots of his face. It was difficult because of the seasons, though. It was a different season, so we incorporated it by showing a shot of kind of pointing upwards, a close-up of his face as he walks past, next to a shot already filmed, you know, months back, of in a field, for example, and then one by a fence next to houses. So they all correlated, and all the pieces, once we edited it into the video, it all fitted together still, and we got over that criticism, which was good.
Yeah, we don't have Twitter, but Dry the River have Twitter, so we got people to tweet our music video to Dry the River, because it's on YouTube. They tweeted it to the actual band page and them individually, and the drummer from Dry the River replied saying great stuff. I know it's not much feedback, but
So we even got a bit of feedback from the
A
actual
little
band, which was really good and exciting. So we used social networks in that way to get our video out there to the audience who wanted to see it. And we even got some feedback from the band itself, which was good. When working on the poster, we showed it when we had a finished product to a couple of other students, so audiences of the poster, and they said that it was a bit too cluttered. We had firstly learnt from looking at other posters that there were a lot of quotes, like from Q magazine or newspapers and radio stations, such like as, you know, album of the week or a must buy, things like that. So we had put loads on our poster, but people had said to us that if they saw that in a magazine, they just kind of skim it because it was too much reading. There was too much on the page to look at. So we edited that again and took some off, and we had a couple of star ratings. Like from Q magazine, so 5-star, The Guardian, 4-star, things like that. But we took off all the quotes because of the feedback we got. It was too much. The digipack as well, we changed the designs a couple of times, didn't we? From feedback, and we ended up with a really good photo on the front instead. So we learnt from the shots there wasn't enough close-ups, and from the poster it was the image itself, there was too much going on the poster, and we edited that to change it and make our products better. The end.